I'll never be okay. It's disingenuous to say that we will be. But I am standing here a warrior. So let me go shift gears. When I say a warrior, you all have to imagine, you talk about Mondays, imagine every day. Where before you're fully awake, you're in the lucid state of sleep, and then it all comes flooding back. My daughter, my son has been murdered. And that rage, where people say, you've got to forgive. Let me tell you all, I will never forgive. That has been preached from pulpits to keep people in a place of docility. That's right. So they do not rise up and truly fight. Because it is fear that drives them. That's right. I listened to Dr. Frances Cress Wilson, Dr. Neely Fuller, Dr. Amos Wilson. I'm a student of history. And India was as well, as soft-spoken as she was, very wise. The next generation, what are we really going to do? Are we going to just stand up here and talk about it so that we can have a photo op? They invited me to speak with other mothers. And let me tell you something, I was the one who let them know I would never, ever be seen on the same stage with Hillary Clinton.
Hello!
We are not to prostitute the murder of our children.
That's right. That's right.
That's exactly what they wanted. But there's a sickness in our people. Let me address that real quick. I have seen the worst in our own people, even in the face of having our children murdered. Because the thinking and the frequency and the thought is, oh, I'm in a newspaper now.
Oh my God.
That's a sickness.
Sickness.
It's beyond a travesty. There's no words that even can articulate that pain. But when I see people, and I've been amongst some mothers, I choose to refrain from that. I lift them in a different way because I understand where they're coming from. I don't stand here perfect, never have been, don't aspire to be. But I'm not one who's going to lay down and give up. And I join my lock arms, and we do this in honor of every single one of our children who have been murdered at the hands of police. And I will also say at the hands of one another. Community violence as well. Until we are black and proud and have a true alliance with one another, we will never have that peace that we so desire and we so need. But it does start here. Because everyone in this room, I would have to say, you do not espouse the thoughts of murderer people. We want to be that change. And that's what King spoke of. No compromise.
No retreat.
No retreat. No compromise. Let us not compromise in our actions. But before we can even do that, let's not be compromising in our thoughts. I'm going to share one other thing with you all. It is a harsh reality that we are constantly looked as black people. I'm proud. I love my melanated skin. I celebrate it. But we're constantly looked upon, constantly, by the oppressors. They see us, but they choose for us to remain invisible. Shocked, the shock value of another person murdered by police. The discomfort of what do you say? What do you do? Oh God, what do I do if it were me? They use flashbang grenades. And not one officer from every person that you all have heard of chose to make or take life-saving measures to protect the citizens of the United States, if they want to call them that. Innocent people, not one. We're doing it overseas as well. We have no business trying to colonize and fight for and murdering children, disrupting families. We have no business, but we're there. I'm angry, but my rage propels me forward. I'm going to wait when he shuts that door. Okay. I have a couple of things I did want to say with you all, but I'm just speaking out of my heart. That those tears will never, ever cease. Ever. India's last action was trying to protect the life of her baby, my grandson. And we know the narrative that they always speak. They vilify the black man, and they try to sully the names. And none of them, have you all ever heard a police officer, a murderer, a mercenary say they were wrong? Have we yet heard our government say they were wrong?
No.
Let's not be like one of them. I certainly am not. I'm a little subdued right now, but there are times when I just scream in rage. Because it's beyond frustrating when you have people tiptoeing around. I walk on glass shards, forget eggshells, glass shards and burning hot coals, sulfuric acid every day. Have to rebuild our lives every day. They're doing it overseas as well. Brother Nestfa, what country was that you mentioned? There was a country that, Emcee, pardon? No. Where they're over there, where?
Congo, 6 million.
6 million? Everywhere. Everywhere. So I honor the kings and queens, and I protect, and I speak and protect. The only way I've even been able to come this far was by opening space to my ancestors, imagining what did they go through. Determined to make a difference in the life of my grandchildren, but those who are around me as well. Determined. And that's what we must do, spread the word for the Black Alliance of Peace. Black Alliance for peace. But it begins here. We know that. I'm not to stand here and regurgitate what you don't know. But for every bullet that I counted, I stopped counting India's bullets at number 8. Including the one she took to her head. 27 years young. And I see your faces, you all look. I didn't mean to bring you in that space, but I'm going to ask you to hold space. And we're going to raise that vibration and that frequency where we go out of here hearts aflame. Where we're determined, absolutely, to defeat the war against Africans, black people in the United States and abroad.
Okay.
Because every last one of those murdering officers are just that. Tools of the government to keep us under hand and foot. I was going to sing a song for you all, but not yet. Because I am a vocalist. I lost my song for a while. My daughter played 5 instruments. Indian. But I will close by saying this. There's so many notes here. We must ascend in our minds and in our hearts until we do what Dr. King wanted us to do, and that is overcome. And we have to know what it is we must overcome. But do it with the authenticity of his spirit, and do it with the determination that's within each one of us, those here, and then also the resolution knowing that we have to create a better space and world for the next generation. I thank you for your time.
Thank you, sister. Thank you. Now I'd like to call up Maria Fernandez. Where y'all going? Hey, where y'all going? You know what? That's the problem with us. We don't have any stamina. We don't have any discipline. It's a 9 o'clock. Where you going? Everybody else stay put. Make a commitment to finish it out. Because if you can't finish this out, you can't finish getting liberated if you can't sit in your seat until the program is over. We got a couple more speakers. Let's show them some respect, and let's give respect to the sister who just poured her heart out to us. That's Sister Maria Fernandez from Malcolm X Grassroots Movement to come forward.
Free the land.
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 By any means necessary.
By any means necessary.
Greetings, everyone. Thank you so much for having me tonight. My name is Maria. I'm a member of the DC chapter of the Malcolm X Grassroots Movement. I am honored to share space with all of you. NEPA is going to be handing around a petition. We've been talking a lot around imperialism tonight. And the Malcolm X Grassroots Movement has a petition calling on the Congressional Black Caucus to demand hands-off Venezuela. In 2018, the New African People's Organization and the Malcolm X Grassroots Movement stood in solidarity with the Venezuelan people and traveled to Venezuela with an international delegation of folks that were observing the elections. And what we saw was fair elections. What we saw was sophisticated voting equipment. We saw safe